Welcome, Atlanta United family, to another episode of Resurge The Spike ATL. Here with my co-host James. As always, you can follow him on Twitter at ATLUTD James, and you could also follow myself at Resurge Spike ATL. Guys, this has obviously been a pretty busy weekend, or pretty busy week, in terms of a lot of moves that have happened. With Atlanta United. But we'll first, talk about the game against the Philadelphia Union game, which I think many of the fans were not really too hyped about, especially in the the latest form that Philly had been, and they've won 9 of the last 10, I believe. So they were in a pretty good form. But credit where credit is due, and I think Pineda honestly like nailed it with in terms of like tactically, the the players that were out there. I think there are a lot of them. Given the fact that it was probably the first time they started in a while, like Ronald Hernandez, Matchup Chol, which I think he was great. Sadish is another one. So in terms of Pineda, I think we have to give him a thumbs up on that, right? I mean, you can't really say much more
Yeah.
in terms of wanting more from that game, other than Gigi. I mean, you had him go
hmm
out 30 minutes in.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the best games, probably the best games of the season. I mean, it was at home, but I mean, you allowed only one shot on target to one of the best teams in the league, and I mean, it was like a slow roller to Guzan. So Guzan didn't have to do much. No one had to do anything um, as Guzan, but I mean, it was a great game. Everyone showed up. They tried out the what was it? The five, I don't even know, 3-4-2-1. Yeah, 3-4-2-1. It was fantastic, and it rolled out. Even starting Chol at a kind of unfamiliar position. I guess yeah, he is more of a wide player, but we've been using that striker a lot. But he was great. So definitely huge 3 points at home. Eh,
Yeah, shout outs to Gavi, who
Yeah.
was on here. Um, but yeah, I think a lot happened this weekend in terms of like the game itself, and uh, Yakamaka's. I mentioned it a little while ago. 30 minutes in, he goes out. Apparent muscle injury. He ended up posting on Instagram. Thumbs up. Like there was really nothing too serious to be worried about. Long term or anything, but it's still kind of scary, the fact that you have to go out there with Barry, at least for what these next few games. And
hmm
I don't know, man. I don't really see any any hope in Barry or even Chol having him up top. But who knows, man? Hopefully, they're ready to step up their game.
Barry did have that poor shot in the first half, but I mean, I think he played really well. I mean, especially in the part, he played a big part in the second goal with Lennon, where he held up the ball, played it back to Almada, and then Almada played it to Lennon. But it
Yeah.
was, I don't know. I
Gabe
thought
was
Barry was all
talking
right.
is commenting on here. This transfer window scares me, but after talking to the president last Tuesday, I still have hope. I don't know if for too long, but let's have hope.
I mean, we're still looking at 2 to 3 more players, and we've already got one that everyone's pretty excited for. So, you know, I'd say it's a pretty good start.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I mean, we'll hit on that right now. Tristan Muyamba, comes from second division over in France. So
mhm.
we'll see, man. And obviously, the fact that this happened, you had a lot of things that you had to move around in the roster. And God, man, it's honestly, what a shitty position to be in as a team, bro. Like, where
Yeah,
nobody literally wants your players because there's no value in it. Like, bro, that's so embarrassing, honestly.
yeah, but the first one was Gutman obviously got sacrificed for an international slot.
Yeah,
Um,
and I
would
think
you? I'll go first.
I'm
What do
gonna
you
lie
what do you think about that?
about what the Gutman situation.
Hmm.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't want to say he was the best guy, in terms of like effort and everything, but yeah, you can't really, criticize him on that point. The one thing that I will criticize is the defensive aspect. Man, he got caught, in the bad position a lot of times, and I get it. There was times where they even played him at center back, and I mean the guy is not just you know uh not the best talented defensive guy, but man, look, I don't. Hopefully, man, if they're able to actually nail the next couple of transfers, then I'm not gonna have an issue with it. The same thing with man, the situation that we ended up finding about today as well is that Franco Ibarra will be loaned out the rest of the season, possibly to Toronto, possibly. But
Yeah,
that's one of the things that you had to sacrifice is one of your U22 spots because literally nobody wants Eric Lopez or uh Mascara, which obviously you have him coming back as well from loan. So I don't know, man. Like I'm want to stay positive in terms like yeah they're trying to rebuild quote unquote for the fourth year in a row. But
sure.
this time, yeah, you actually do have a little bit of hope because it's not just Darren and Boca, which a lot of people obviously is always hashtag Boca out and everything, but nobody really points fingers at Darren or even I don't want to say the coaching because they've literally been firing coaches left and right last couple of seasons, but
Yeah,
it comes down to the poor planning, honestly, in terms of actually having guys that are going to be here long term. You're literally, I feel like, putting all your coins into a lot of young guys. And at the end, you don't know whether they're going to be talented enough to actually break through and, like, just be that consistent guy. But yeah, Josh has some comments here. Inter Miami can sign 10 DBs, but Atlanta has to free up a U22 spot, bro. Hit the nail on the head right with that one.
yeah. I there was a lot of outrage about Franco Ibarra, but I think so. You had to pick out of the four U22s. You had to pick a DM, right? Because you just signed Moyamba this morning. You had to pick a DM, and I would rather it be Sosa, but I feel like Franco Ibarra, he's only 22. He's only 22 years old, and have him loan out, you know, Toronto would be fine. They're not a great team. They're gonna need him. He's gonna get minutes. Or some people said Miami. That would be a different story. That would be amazing. But I think what you can get from Sosa and Moyamba would be more valuable than Franco because I feel like I don't know. Franco's been great this season. I mean, I think he leads the league in tackles, but there's something about what Sosa can give you when he's healthy could cater more towards what Gonzalo Pineda is trying to do. It,
Yeah, I mean, but that's the one thing that, you're really relying on him staying healthy, and that hasn't been the issue since 2021. And
yeah,
I mean,
I mean,
Ibarra, that's the thing. I mean, you're like, yeah, literally giving up probably or literally your best center midfielder as of now.
mhm,
And obviously, like your casual fan is really not gonna like it, obviously, because in terms of like, they obviously it's a guy that has been reliable this season. So I get it. For some people it doesn't make any sense, but I mean, in the situation that you're in, honestly, with the roster rules and everything, you have to like There's just no other. I mean, like we mentioned that. I mean, there's just nobody that's really gonna take a risk on, with Sosa or Mascara. But I mean, Franco, yeah, I get why that he would be the one, honestly.
yeah.
to
I mean, Sosa's 2 years older than him, and I feel like Sosa's just gonna give you more when you already have Moyamba coming in. It's it makes sense to me. but I would still rather be Sosa. It's very confusing, but Franco just, you know, he's an A tier, A plus defender, and I mean, he
So Gabriel
on
has
the
a point
ball.
right here. Say they don't want no more South
Yeah.
Americans. Can tell you that it's, but South American contracts are ridiculously expensive, so they don't want to go that way. Yeah, I mean we've kind of seen it with the last. Yakimakas was one that you wouldn't really have to think that they were gonna go that route. Or the
Hmm.
same with Muyamba,
Yeah,
but yeah,
I really I like the South Americans. I mean, they're great. It's it's just it's a weird situation, but now all of our U22s are still South American, which is great. I like the young talent from there, and but
yeah.
I feel like what we're looking for now is those older guys. And yeah, back to I think Josh, are you trying to say Ibarra? Because I remember you were talking about Ibarra was like not great a couple weeks ago, and everyone was doing that, but um, Sosa too. Uh, but Ibarra, I mean, Sosa's gonna give you so much more when you're trying to play through him when he's on the ball. He loves those long passes, which have been really great. And I don't know. I'm excited to see Sosa because he's probably going to start on Saturday. I mean, he's going to have to. He was questionable last week, and this week he's trained every day, so he should be good. But I'm excited to see Eric Lopez. I think Eric Lopez could break into the 18 this weekend, and Edwin Mosquera too, who's back, is going to break into the 18 apparently. If he's got some like work to do with something, but he should be in there. And I'm excited. I'm looking forward to see those two young guys back as attacking options, and I think they should get minutes over Chol and Tyler Wolf, personally.
Yeah. Gabriel's, like going at it with the comments here. It scares me is that we're getting second division players to compete with Messi, another top world talent. That doesn't make sense, but I hope I'm wrong. Makes sense, honestly. And I don't know if you guys, or if, I know James, you're on Twitter, that you've seen that,
Yeah,
they're trying to get Neymar to New York City, bro. Like the whole city
that's
group. I don't know
nuts.
how true that it is, but there's been some reliable people that have like reposted or mentioned it about us. So I'm like, man, I don't know. There might be something onto there. Yeah, literally what Edgar just the rumors of Neymar to New York City, bro.
Dude, I like he's he's one of like he's one of the best players. What he's like top five of this like generation, kinda. He definitely is actually. Neymar, I think is Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar. No, with over the
Yeah, I mean,
past
yeah,
that I look. Messi already went to Miami. I would be like, holy crap, Neymar's playing in MLS. Not like, oh crap, New York's gonna be good. Like I think that would benefit the league
yeah.
again, just like
And I
Messi.
mean,
Like
I would figure they would need something like the sort of pool that they or the sort of things that they had to work around with the Messi contract as well. In terms of like
hmm
you get a certain percentage off of this of like the TV rights and all that.
yeah, but City Football Group still. I mean, they got the money though, because that's what it's
Yeah,
connected out of. But it's like actually, I would say Neymar to why wouldn't he go to Manchester City? I'm like, I don't think they need him. He's like Neymar might as well come to America, but yeah, we also have Busquets, Jordi Alba to Miami
yeah. I think
floating around.
the Jordi Alba situation was actually
Oh, and Hazard. Do you see Hazard as well?
yeah, that's the one
It's
that's
getting
been like
crazy.
that he would actually be a DP, which is contract or it's ridiculous that the other contracts are not.
Would Hazard be a DP?
I
He
think
definitely
that's what
would.
they were.
Yeah,
Hazard, just his name, like
that would be
it really
crazy.
like goes along with him.
Yeah, it feels
Neymar
weird
and
with Neymar. Yeah,
he's saying Josh saying Neymar in New York doesn't seem like a fit. Seems more of a Miami or LA guy.
yeah, for sure. New
Yeah,
York is weird, but I mean, New
100%.
York's got the money. And I
Yeah,
mean, I think with Muyumbo, I think Muyumbo shouldn't be like I think what we're implying, I think we're gonna be looking for a DP midfielder, right? And I think Moyamba's only gonna be on like 400 to 500K. I feel like maybe 600, but it's certainly
Yeah,
not. He's certainly not getting the big bag. But I, it would be great.
yeah, makes sense what Edgar's saying too. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, New York, so it's a pretty big city. I mean, it's just in terms of like where literally everybody goes to like party. And like Mbappe's down in Miami right now. I know that for a fact because he was like partying with Tom Brady, Jay-Z. I don't know who
yeah,
else.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it just seems like a lot of these guys just like really prefer Miami for some reason.
It's nice and warm, I guess, down
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
But
nice and 115 degrees right in the middle of the day.
hmm
But
yeah.
yeah, in terms of like, going back to Atlanta United, man, the moves that have been happening, and obviously I think there's still gonna be something
Oh,
happening, in this transfer window, but they just, I don't know, man. I'm not the one honestly that like really criticizes, if a player comes like even from like, some shitty league down in Latin America, like El Salvador or something like that. Honestly, bro. But honestly,
yeah.
what really matters to me, bro, is like the effort because there's times where, I mean, even like literally Joseph, like he mentioned it last year. When he had his little fit, that there's a lot of guys that are not playing for the shirt. They're just like, you know, for the
hmm
hell of it. And honestly, um to me, like personally, I think that's very important, man. Like you don't want to have a player that's gonna come in like and it's just, well, you're coming to quote unquote one of the big teams in MLS. You're playing a nice stadium. You have some of the best fans in the league. Like a lot of things like that, like kind of make you like just accommodate. I think in certain players, it just makes you like settle down and be like, well, no, this is nice, and it doesn't really like or I don't know, whether it's personal or just the coaching, like doesn't seem like a lot of guys get that extra boost, in terms of like the effort or anything. Like, don't get me wrong, I definitely saw that last week against Philly. Like I saw the fight, having like winning, uh like those 50-50 duels and stuff like that. But in terms of games prior to that, man, it was bad. Like the touches, everything, like it just didn't seem like there was effort. But uh that's all I really ask for, man. Like the new guys that come in, man, I just want to see them like step up. Like I don't really care if they can dribble through 4 or 5 players, Luis Araujo, but you know, like it just seems to me like we need to, like, I don't want to say have hope that the guys are gonna do something special this season, but man, there has to be some change obviously with the guys that start coming in. Like I don't expect the same type of game like we had like against Toronto early on the season, or like Charlotte at Mercedes Benz a couple, like, what, a month ago or so. Like
Yeah.
I personally don't want to see those games, or like a Columbus. Like, God, no.
Yeah. It, it's difficult. I mean, I think Sosa brings that intensity. I think Ibarra obviously brought that intensity, but
Yeah.
it's difficult with these new guys. You need them to give you everything basically, and you're gonna pay them the bucks to do that. It-
Uh, Man, if there's one thing, the one spot, and I mean, there's been, I don't remember who. I think I was listening to somebody else's podcast, and yeah, it was actually the Scars and Spikes with Tommy and them, and they were interviewing Mike Conti, and I think one of the things that he mentioned, bro, the fact that the backup striker situation, like has been, I guess, like a problem, because literally since Joseph got hurt back in 2020, we like just stopped scoring goals. Like it just was an issue. Like, yeah, you had chances, and everything, but it just nobody could put the ball in the back of the net. But I think that's one spot that you have to really look into. Probably not right, or they're probably not gonna do it, this transfer window. But I think that's something that they really have to look into, man.
I yeah, I don't know how long Miguel Berry is on contract. I feel like he can still give you something. He obviously hasn't shown that, but from the Philadelphia game, I feel like he could give you something. He played pretty all right, even though he didn't score. But I, I think you know it's a tough find, and maybe once Miguel's gone, maybe you keep trying with Conway. Maybe you give Conway some more attempts if he plays well enough. And next, probably it's a tough situation because you don't want to throw a backup striker, like 300, 400K. You want them to be on like 60, 100, It's, but with Yakomakis and his injuries and whatever, you need more reliability from that spot. I don't think they'll address it this window. I don't. It wouldn't make sense if they signed a striker at this point, but it's very
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah, man, the guys are going at it here in the comment section. If Inter Miami gets the players we're rumored to get, is it more likely they miss the playoffs or win MLS Cup?
Oof,
Man,
that's a
going by
tough
what
one.
Tata Martino said, literally they're saying that they're just building a team for next season. Like, I mean, he's literally not giving them any hope, like right off the
I'm.
bat for this season.
Let's see. Let's see how far back they are. They're probably
They're
barely
still
even
last,
off.
right? I mean, they
Yeah,
tied
they are.
2-2 this I think what 2 days ago, I think.
Yeah.
But
So they are how many points off they're not last. Colorado's last. Well, they're last in the East, I guess. Well, that's what matters. But how many points are they off? They're they're only 6 points off playoffs. I mean, which is
I
crazy.
mean, it's still pretty doable.
I think they're more likely. I think they will make. I think they'll make the playoffs. I'll take MLS Cup over missing the playoffs. I think they're closer to do that. Actually, no, that's impossible. I don't know. When- I don't know.
No,
There,
but
it's gonna be interesting. It'll be fun. Fun game.
they
Fun
don't have
team.
the chemistry. But I'm sure Busquets, Messi, and Jordi Alba do have some damn
They
chemistry.
got the talent. They sure got the talent. But I mean, how good is Campana gonna be? How good is Joseph Martinez gonna be? How good, are the other guys? Because the other guys kind of suck right now, and their
Yeah.
defense still needs to be sorted. You know, Kamal Miller's a pretty solid center back, but I mean that's about all they got in terms of the back
Yeah, I
line.
mean, I don't. I mean, also, I think they make the playoffs. I think they do. I mean, 6 points is not a lot. I would get it maybe like 9, 10. But nah, six is pretty doable, man.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll make it far, honestly. If anything, they might be putting everything
Oof.
into what's it called, the U.S. Open Cup, which they play I think later in August or something.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're in the semifinal. I think they could win that.
Yeah,
What
that's
do you
what
think of Edgar's comment there?
if Inter
What do you think
Miami
of it?
really gets all those guys, do they finish higher than Atlanta?
Choose the right
Mm,
answer. Choose the right answer.
no, I'm not gonna say they finish
Yes, there you
high.
go. There's
Nah,
no
I
way.
mean.
No
There's
way.
some things that, yeah, I think that we still make the playoffs as well. But I mean, if things go the way that at least they happened last week, against Philly, really, one of the best teams in MLS, honestly, then I think there's a good shot at being like the fourth seeds, one of the top four seeds, but. You got to stop with the draws, man. You got to stop giving up, those early goals and having a, same story from last year, having to come back and stuff like that.
Yeah, and what Josh is saying about Miami, I mean, is Alba, Busquets, Hazard, are they just gonna, kind of half-ass it in Miami?
Yeah, yeah.
I know Messi. I mean, Messi could half-ass it and still be the best player in the league, but I mean, like, those other boys, I don't know. It's gonna be crazy. I mean, I'm actually excited to watch freaking Miami games this year because how's that team gonna link? And I mean, it's just messy, bro. But I bet all their games are the same time as ours, so I'm never gonna watch any anyway. So
Yeah.
it should be
Yeah,
good
but I
times.
mean, in terms of Miami, I think they gotta they'll get it somewhat together and obviously make the playoffs. But nah, man, I don't see them. Well, don't they have that new format that they're still like a play-in or something like the
Yeah,
eighth
they,
spot
like
or something like that?
it's ninth. It's up to ninth. I'm pretty sure, and they're only
Yeah,
six
see, I
points
mean,
off that.
they'll still make it, man.
But they're like last year's playoffs. If it was last year, we would be in that last spot, and it's like what was it, 17 points? It was 15 points. So they're 15 points off us in seventh. So I mean,
Uh,
it's gonna be rough. But I mean, we get to play them in a big game in the League's Cup,
yeah,
which I think we should win that game. I think Messi's gonna play that, right? It's gonna be their
yeah.
second game. It's gonna be their
I
second
mean, I
game.
know he's supposed to debut again against Cruz Azul. I think like July
Hmm
24th or something.
Yeah, we play
But
them on the 25th, and they play Cruz Azul on the 21st. So,
the question of the century.
I mean, if so, Boca said today in his conference that Moyamba, they're expecting like a realistic timetable is that he'll be making his debut by League's Cup. So I think if you make your other signings, in the next week and a half, I think we can have all those new guys in before League's Cup starts. Which I mean, who knows how
You
that's
think
gonna go?
Yakimakis will be ready by then?
I think he could be ready Saturday, but I don't think he'll play Saturday.
Yeah, I mean,
They said
it'll
it.
be kind of.
They said he's okay today. They said that it's not long term, and I'm not sure if he trained today. I don't know. I don't remember what I read, but I think Yakimakis will probably play. Maybe not this game, but I think he can play next Wednesday. If I had to guess, and that's a total guess, but they said it's not bad. But I mean, who knows? Maybe he gets hurt again. I don't
Yeah,
know. Everyone's given up. They had their good performance and they're just done. But I think we'll
yeah.
have a lot of depth with Eric Lopez, with Edwin Mosquera, with Sosa coming back. I I think we'll have something. We,
Mm,
uh,
damn,
I mean,
damn,
uh,
Gabriel, man, you were
can we
telling us
beat
to have
Messi?
hope, but you don't have no hope, man.
Okay.
Come on.
Oh, it is Messi though. It's Messi versus Juanjo Purata.
Yeah,
Like I don't know, dude. I don't. I just
I
don't
mean,
know
we
how.
should have Miles back by then, though. Come on, Miles got to
Yeah,
come in
this
clutch.
that's true. When is the Gold Cup final? Because he's probably playing in that.
I think it's
Um,
next weekend. It has to be.
yeah, it's the 16th. So yeah,
Yeah,
10
so
days. Yeah.
Sunday.
I mean, we need him back. Even though we kept a clean sheet last game, we still need him back. You know,
Yeah,
and they updated today. There's no updates on Robinson. He's probably gonna walk at the end of the year. So yeah, we need him for the last like what it would be his last like 15 games under an Atlanta United shirt. So we need
yeah.
him for every single one.
I mean, man, you have a pretty good or somewhat tough match, Montreal, this upcoming Saturday, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's away, away from home, which we've always struggled, the past couple of years, man.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. And especially if Yakimakis, well, obviously Yakimakis is missing, no Franco Ibarra, no Miles Robinson. So and there's gonna be some decisions to be made, obviously, in terms of like who replaces. I right now I really don't have I would like big hope, uh,
that's
but I
fair.
don't know, man.
I I don't know. We never win away from home. It's terrible. We have one away win, I'm pretty sure, this season. Yeah, we do. And that was the Charlotte game, but my goodness, it's gonna be
We've
it's gonna
totally
be
forgotten about Ozzy Alonso, bro.
no. Oz can he even run for 10 minutes at a time? Is he okay? I don't buy
uh,
that. I think Sosa will be ready on Saturday. We'll have to see the injury report. He's probably gonna be questionable again, but you need him on Saturday. That's for sure. But
yeah, this is a good question in terms of Almada. Is he staying or what?
I,
I mean,
I would go 70% he's staying, 30% he's leaving this window.
yeah, there hasn't really been anything like really. I mean, there's obviously some links with Manchester United and Manchester City the last couple of days, but nothing really like specific, you know. But
I think there's the front office is doing everything it possibly can to keep Almada, and that's not against his will. But I I think Almada is gonna stay this the rest of this season. And I mean, my prediction is honestly we sell him next summer, but I wouldn't be surprised if we sell him this winter or even tomorrow. It could happen tomorrow, but I I think we will definitely hold on to him this window. From what I've heard from Garth and Boca, I don't feel like he's going anywhere. And if he does, we are totally screwed because then we have to sign like three big players in one window, and that's just not going to end well. I don't think it'll end well.
gosh, this is Miami Los.
Yeah, you should celebrate with Messi, honestly. If he drops a hat trick on us, oh God, I'm not. I'm excited for that game, but I'm not excited.
God damn, he's got a theory about Atlanta United agent pushing out fake transfer rumors because he feels pressure to get him sold after making him move to Atlanta United.
He wants
Uh,
to keep his job.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, Almada, man, it'll be kind of dumb, honestly, if you like get rid of him. I mean, they were expecting around 40, right? That's what it was reported that the front office was looking at that certain amount. But obviously, man, if nobody comes in with that anywhere near that, man, it doesn't make any sense why you'll let him go. Obviously, you see that the guy keeps on balling out. Scored a banger this past Sunday, so there's sooner or later you're gonna have somebody that's gonna give you like what you want. But I don't think it will be the smartest decision if you're able to hold them at least until the end of the season. Do it, but if you just gonna sell him, man, for 30 or whatever, it doesn't. I get it. Obviously, for Atlanta United, it doesn't really mean much whether you make 20, 30 millions off of a player, you know. But you just don't want to really rush in terms of like having to fill that spot, immediately, or even going, the rest of the season without, a number 10, basically. So.
yeah. What do you think? Out of 1 out of 10, what would you give Lagerway and Boca since maybe some of this window and maybe just this whole year? What do you think?
Mm, I don't know, man. It's too soon to speak because we
Yeah.
haven't really seen the play or like, Muyamba or the other players that are going to be coming in, hopefully.
Mhm.
So I can't really judge it. Now, so far, with Yakimakas, I think he's been by far the best, like, signing that they've done the past 2 years, 3 years, honestly. But
Yeah.
since Almada, honestly. But in terms of like Barry, Etienne, uh, who's another one,
Abram a
man?
little bit.
Yeah,
Ab-
Brom. I mean, he didn't really have much to do last game, so
no.
can't really say like he was really exposed or something like that. But mm, I don't know, man. Off the top of my head, it's I don't know, man. I'll give it a 6, man.
6. I was. I don't know, but reviewing, I might go 8 or 9. I feel like
I mean, I'm just saying because literally, like I'm telling you, I have not seen the
it's
players
not
that
hindsight.
are going to be coming in. Now,
Yeah.
if they come in just completely take over, bro, yeah, like 9. I mean, I
I
can't. I'm not gonna have really much to like say honestly, but nah, man. I think they've obviously, like Gabriel mentioned in in the comments a little bit ago, they've kind of taken a different approach. You don't see them going to South America like how they did for the first 4 or 5 years. Like it was just
yeah,
strictly going to South America.
but I think the
So
the Andrew Gutman trade, the Andrew Gutman trade was like that was perfect. That was a very, very good move when you're
yeah.
in that position where you need an international roster spot. You offload a contract. You get some GAM as well. I think that was perfect. That was a perfect move. I would give him a 10 out of 10 window, but then the Ibarra thing happened, so that might kill it a little bit. But I think it was the right decision. It's again, it'll be better, you know, 3 months down the line for what happened.
Hmm. I mean, I think that they're obviously trying to get, or I don't know, there's somebody obviously trying to do things the right way in terms of like the the profile of the player and stuff. Obviously, I've never, the highlights are from Muyamba. I haven't really seen him or anything. But it's obviously different, playing in the second division league in Europe. Obviously, there still has to be some type of pressure. I think. Um, you're a guy who's coming over from overseas, and technically, a lot of people like Josh mentioned that they think that they're going to come to MLS and just have vacation time and just going to be all smooth, and it's not that way. It's very physical. I mean, even Yakamaka's mentioned it. When he first came in, like it's very physical. He's obviously gotten many yellow cards, and that shows where you have to be tough. You have to be willing to uh basically throw your body around, and that's that comes with the effort. And back to what I was mentioning a little while ago, I think that, man, if you see the effort from the players, I think that's, for me, that's the most crucial thing. But Montreal, man, I think, given the fact that you have these, basically the backbone of the team missing, like key players, in every, or the center back, your center mid, you have your center forward. I don't know, man. Honestly, in terms of predictions, in terms of us doing anything in this game, I say we lose 2-0, man. I'm not gonna go in there
That's a good
hopeful that. Yeah, I mean, I said we were gonna lose 2-0 against Philly, so maybe some
sure,
reverse
maybe.
psychology.
But I don't remember my prediction come Saturday. So I'm gonna go 3-1 to Atlanta because I, I I just wanted to laugh just then. I mean,
Now,
it's
who the hell is
maybe
gonna
maybe
score these 3 goals down? That's the
okay. Let's
question.
break it. Let's break it down. Almada gets one. Um, Derek Etienne from that international break, maybe.
He should be.
Yeah, he is back, but I don't even know if he'll play. Edwin Mosquera will get one, and Eric Lopez. There you go.
I think
There's
Wiley
your
will
three.
probably get a goal. Honestly, man.
Oh yeah,
Wiley's
that's
been.
true. Yeah,
Yeah, God damn, Josh is even worse than me. Damn it.
I mean that's a fair prediction. It's totally fair. Oh, we're probably gonna lose. I mean, you can't predict us to win. I mean, we're 1 win, 5 draws, 4 losses away. You know, what's the point of predicting a win? If anything, I'll go realistic. I'll go 1-1. But Montreal aren't good. They're really not. They're 13th. They're not 13th. They're ninth. But I mean, they lost their last game to New York. New York is also terrible. They lost to New York at home. So
Man,
It's
Josh is
tough.
killing me with these comments and that bro. Derek Etienne with the same amount of goals on the bench as he would if he was playing.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but he played well for Haiti, even though he missed like 2 sitters. He played pretty well for
Yeah.
Haiti.
Oh man, Johnny Fortune should be back too. I totally forgot.
Yep, he will. I don't think. Oh
Not
yeah,
gonna lie, I
maybe.
would give him that starting spot, man. Like,
Oof, no. Gosh, he sold in that New York game. I think Sadich played really well against Philadelphia. I think you throw out
yeah,
Sadich
but who do
and
you pair with
hopefully
Sadish? That's the
Sosa.
thing. I mean, yeah, Sadish for me
Sosa,
has the
hopefully
starting, but who is it? Rosetto
Sosa.
or Sosa?
We hope he's okay, and maybe Alonso, but I don't know. I don't know if Alonso could do more than 10 minutes. But
Yeah.
yeah, did you
Edgar,
did you
yeah,
go to
man,
the
Edgar. I was
Charlotte?
supposed to meet up Edgar at the Gold Cup game, but I wasn't able to make it, man. A lot of BS going on,
Mm,
so yeah.
damn.
But yeah, dude, I saw I had a couple family members go, and yeah, they said it was a pretty good match, man. Freaking USA
Yeah.
had like what 6 goals that game.
Hmm.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
But
cause
yeah, yeah. Fortune has no first. A lot of
he
our
doesn't have a
players don't
second
have no
touch
first
either.
touch, bro.
Yeah, no Atlanta United midfielder has any sort of touch.
Not gonna lie, man. I could say the same thing about Etienne, about Barry, Loki Chol, probably. Like I don't know. It just seems like they
It's
got
gonna be a
center blocks
long.
for feet, bro.
It's gonna be a bad Saturday. I feel like I'm not ready. It's gonna be a long game, a long night. I
Yeah.
don't think we can win. I don't think it's possible. I don't know.
I mean, the draw, yeah. I mean, realistically, I think a draw would be a positive result given the fact
Oh
like
yeah.
you have the that backbone basically missing in the entire team.
Hmm.
Now, if you have every single player out there, man, that that are out for international duty or whatever, or injuries and stuff, man, we're that team that we should be going into every stadium with, hopes of a win, not a draw. Literally, I think we've settled down honestly to like mediocrity in a way of like, well, draw is cool, man. Like, it's Philly, it's New
Yeah.
York, it's whatever, man. I think it's really gotten down to that point, man. And it's sad, honestly, because we really shouldn't be holding this team to this fucking standard, honestly, man. It should be way higher.
Yeah, I think a draw, like if we played any team in MLS away from home, a draw is a good result this weekend. That's just what it is right now. Yep.
Hey, he is the Birmingham Legion baller though.
Yeah.
Our boy Rosetto, man. God damn it. The fact that he's still here, man, it's amazing.
This is the last year, last dance, last second half.
Hopefully.
Maybe he'll score his first goal. Oh no, he did score this year,
No, he did
but
it.
that was a terrible goal. It should have been counted as an own goal. I'm not counting it.
God, that
He
was
needs to
so
score a
awful, man.
real goal. This is
Yeah.
terrible. Oh wait, I don't think. Oh yeah, they did. They did give him that goal. It's so stupid. They should have not given him that. He doesn't deserve that goal at all.
God, man. I don't know. I really like, want to be that fan that obviously doesn't, really crack down and like, when these tough moments when that team is, I don't want to say we're doing bad. It's just, man, like, man, it's not consistent enough to where you really want it. Obviously, you started off really well in the season. Then after you started playing, I forgot who we played the and U.S. Open Cup. After that game, man, it's like the next 10 games we had were so bad, and I don't know, man. You can't. I maybe yeah, I get it. You would have something like that happen at the beginning of the season, man. But you can't have that happen mid-August. Once you're really trying to make that push for playoffs, honestly. Um,
you, you don't want 10 straight draws again.
Nah,
You,
honestly, man,
no, thank you,
I
sir.
don't know, man. It was depressing, honestly, having to see it because yeah, like you have so many poor touches, like the what's it called? Like you're losing so many balls in the midfield. Like it was just bad overall, man. I don't. Hopefully, man, this Muyamba guy, man. Hopefully, this guy's good on the ball, like literally, because that's what we need. Somebody who's just able to take on two guys and not lose possession, because it seems like nobody in this midfield is technical enough to where they can break through pressure individually.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, literally. I mean, this is gonna be weird, man, because I don't know. Like you're gonna have a lot of teams who obviously are not gonna be playing, past those 3 games. So they're gonna be literally sitting around for what 2-3 weeks,
Mhm.
minimum. Waiting until MLS starts back up again. That's really gonna throw off a lot of teams. Like honestly.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not the case with Atlanta, man. Hopefully, I'm not gonna
No.
lie, man. I would sacrifice, us, like, with an early exit from League's Cup for like making a deep push in the playoffs, honestly, and like actually having the team get their shit together.
Yeah. I I think we could definitely beat Cruz Azul. I don't. They're not the greatest team, and you're gonna be at home. But Miami, I mean, that's a toss-up whether you win that game or not. But I think if Atlanta wins one of those 2 games, they'll be through. Because I mean, it's such an easy tournament to get through. It's the top 2 teams. You got, I guess, a 66% chance of going through. But oof, it's
The
gonna be
last time we
rough.
signed a guy was playing in France. Oh
Mm.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, good old Araujo. Hey, he was. Yeah, I saw somebody posted a highlight of him. Like he had a good assist the other day or yesterday. I'm not sure when Flamengo
yesterday,
was
yeah.
playing, but
Yeah, the guy sold. I mean, he got a lot of assists. Um,
so honestly, man. So what I've been seeing, yeah, this game, because I was actually just talking to James like before we hopped on here that I was probably gonna be going to that game, to the Leagues Cup, but there was actually, man, more tickets sold to that game than the Inter Miami game, because there's a lot who are like or tickets that are being resold in that Inter Miami game. I think a lot of people are gonna end up like either just having to end up going or whatever, just dropping the price
mhm.
or something. Because there's a lot, even like on the Facebook groups and stuff. Like I see them posting like 400, 500, and
Yeah, no
everybody's
one's
just like
buying that.
like everybody's just like laughing, like like, bruh, like what the hell are
Don't
you
you
smoking?
gotta support your team, man. You gotta watch. You gotta be at every game. Who cares about Messi? We're trying to. Atlanta's gonna be trying to win games, and that's a big stretch too. I mean, yeah, this
Yeah,
Cruz Azul game is selling pretty well. I'm excited for it. I'm gonna be there, so um, it's gonna be interesting. There's gonna be a lot because did we play them? Didn't have we played them in the preseason, right?
Cruz Azul. I don't
Um,
think we did, or if it was probably behind
it
doors because I
was
don't remember watching those.
yeah, we played them. Yeah, it was a closed friendly on in February, a 3-3 draw. Um, they're gonna have a lot of fans there, and that's good. It's exciting.
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
crowd.
I actually know. Honestly, I know a good bit of Atlanta United like fans who are actually Cruz Azul fans. But I'm like, bro, who the fuck are you gonna
Yeah,
support?
you gotta support
But
Atlanta. Come on,
yeah.
come on.
You should. I mean, well, I mean, unless you're from Mexico and you're from, like that's your hometown
Nah,
team or
it,
something like that.
you gotta support Atlanta. We gotta get this Concacaf Champions Cup spot. Um,
That's the most times,
yeah,
bro.
Guzan,
Guzan's about to.
Messi scored in Guzan.
I don't know if you guys
Back in the
remember that
day.
that goal that Messi scored on Guzan at Copa America. Bro, literally made him look like an average
Yikes.
ass goalie, bro.
I mean, well, you're not wrong.
I don't know, man. I think. I think honestly, a lot of us are expecting like Messi to just like really like ball out, and it's gonna be funny as hell when this man literally comes and chokes in the MLS and scores like 5 goals in the season or something.
No, no chance. And that goal
I
was
mean, I'm just
Puskas
saying, but
nominated. That goal versus Guzan was up for the Puskas award. Are you kidding me?
yeah, I think it was.
That's giving Guzan too much credit to reach any free kick. I mean, especially from Messi. I mean, but that goal was like 30 yards out, and that was wow. That's a crazy goal. Mm.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know, man. In terms of like literally, we have to play Inter Miami still twice, and the fact that one of the games is still away. I don't know, man. I don't like every single away game for me. It just seems like it's like, and like I told you, literally, it shouldn't really come down to this, like where the team is just not good away from home. Uh, it shouldn't, man. Josh is saying over here, we can't win if Messi flops in MLS. People are going to say he didn't take it seriously. If he does well, people will say MLS is too easy. Yeah, that's 100% true, honestly. Especially all the Ronaldo lovers, they're going to be like, well, he came to MLS. Like, what the hell you expect? But
yeah, we'll have to see, man.
what's it gonna be when some young Central American punk go studs up on Messi in the middle of a game? Bro, literally, he's already playing with this Honduran in Inter Miami. Well, obviously not playing yet, but I forgot his name, man. I think his last name is Ruiz or something. He plays for Inter Miami, but I'm not gonna lie, man. There's one thing that I heard, and I don't know if any or like this interview that I heard one time where Rafa Marquez, like the Mexican captain, like a while back, like he used to play in Barcelona, obviously, and he said that this man used to get so mad because he couldn't stop Messi. Like he literally would try to injure this man, like during practice, like he will like slide tackle him, like why like it was an actual game, but it was literally you couldn't stop him. And I'm like, it makes sense, honestly, because I have
Yeah,
seen so many times, bro, where like they just can't stop this man, and like either they got to pull his shirt down, they like almost have to like football tackle him, or and I'm just so ready to see that happen here, and like I just I don't think many of these defenders are really gonna try to defend them, quote unquote, like how they would, a normal guy in MLS. Or they're just gonna try to go for
yeah,
his leg.
yeah. Well,
But man, honestly, the only thing that I could say is hopefully Atlanta United, man, starts getting points away from home. Um,
let's
that's
do
the
it.
biggest thing, man. That's the biggest thing for me, honestly. Going forward, got to get points away from home, man.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
that's about
yeah.
it.
Well, guys, I mean, we'll go ahead and wrap this thing up. Thank you, to the guys who've been here on the comments section, Josh, Edgar, Gabriel.
Yes, sir.
Obviously you could always Tommy as well. I forgot he hopped on here for a bit. Um,
Mm-hmm.
as always, you know that you could follow myself at Resurge Spike ATL, and you can follow James at ATLUTD James. Don't forget to subscribe to Fila Sports Podcast. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. So look us up. Thank you, Edgar. Don't let Montreal
Yep.
ring the bell. Yeah,
Oh God,
yeah.
we're gonna
Thank you.
lose. It doesn't matter. We're gonna lose.
Yeah. Yeah, Josh, thank you for coming on here. I know you're
Yep.
always here sometimes and appreciate it, man. Same with you, Edgar, man. I'm kind of upset, yeah, that I wasn't able to make it, man. We already had talked that, we were supposed to meet up, but hey, man. Thank you guys, obviously, to the ones who will be here watching this later on. Thank you, share it, comment, we'll keep this thing going hopefully next week, guys. So we'll wrap
Let's
this
do it.
thing up.